thing I worked on. So, all right, so a lot of what we worked on in turtle this week emphasized on what I'm doing when I get to this turtle back position, okay? Mostly I have to divide my opponent's reactions between open turtle and closed turtle. A closed turtle is when he falls up, and the open turtle is when he like extends his limbs and he starts to get very mobile, okay? So when I get around to the back, I find most jiu-jitsu players will close the turtle up if they are my size or smaller. If they are bigger than me, they tend to open up. Right? But when they open up, I'm looking to go on the attack, and when they close up, I'm usually looking to control and change the position over here. So my initial positioning is, the critical element is to have my weight right here where like the hip and the spine intersect. I like to put myself right up here. I put a mild pinch on the hips, but that's mostly to make sure my weight stays in here. I don't want to cap my back. I don't want to cow my back. I don't want to put weight here. This is a mistake. So I'm here like this. If I start putting weight, all my weight here, when he goes up, I'm sliding and falling and having a difficult time. Instead, I'm here, very ready for whether he wants to open or close. All right, I have good options from here. If my opponent decides to open the turtle, okay, I am staying connected here. My feet have come off the ground. As he opens up more, I'm going to post a hand and look to rotate feet on the inside, okay? If he more aggressively goes up from here, I like to hook on the back of this thigh, extend this leg straight. I'm creating kind of a sprawling type action with my hip. I'm going to come under this arm, put my hand on the back of his head, and I start to create this power half Nelson here. You can also come in and start to take that elbow out, okay? This will bring him back down. It's a good one, okay? Hat tip to Steve Horton on that. There's a lot we can talk about for open turtle, but that's not really been our emphasis this week because I find more jiu-jitsu players close the turtle up. One variation on a closed turtle that we dealt with is he puts his elbows up here on his thighs, okay? This is probably the easiest thing for me to deal with. I just barrel him over. It's very easy to do, okay? But it would just trouble you if you were trying to do other things, okay? Now, elbows back on the floor. One of the main moves that I'm doing that I think is very reliable, so I'm gonna put my elbow right on that hip shelf right here. I'm gonna post my hand out here. I'm gonna put my knee parallel with his knee. And you'll note I also keep my thigh over his hip. So I still have, if you were to try to open the turtle from here, you'll find that it's slow. Like, open it, really go. It's a slow going thing, right? Because of this weight on his hip. Whereas if I were off here, he can open that turtle quick and start to move. Yeah. Come back down. I'm using this position to pull in this direction, a diagonal angle here, and take him off his knee. If he falls straight down, my first thing to look for is this bottom elbow. I have the bottom elbow, and I will sometimes, if he's really aggressive about trying to run out, I will put my own elbow on the mat, okay? From here, there are lots of, I almost always end up taking this as well. But this is a priority because if I grab him up here, he can run across the mat and he starts to get back out, okay? Now we'll come back up. Now, a lot of what we dealt with this week was when I go for this thing to roll him over is that he posts the elbow onto the floor, okay? If I do nothing, he'll hop back up to the turtle. And he might even start to have a better turtle angle on me because of the movement involved. So, go back, we're here, he's got this elbow down on the ground. And we've been looking at a lot of it, so many different possibilities, but I would say one of the most fundamental things from here is gonna be to place my knee on the inside, but don't land on your hip. My knee is on the inside, I take a seatbelt grip, and either it's while he's transitioning or not, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna shift my weight in this direction. I don't wanna hit my spine on the ground. I wanna go above his shoulders so that this leg could slip under. So what's happening in that moment is Michael here is hitting the ground and his hip starts to come up. And it's at this moment that my leg, the bottom hook, has to get in. I need the bottom hook because if we fall down and all I have is the top hook, it's too easy for him to start an escape, okay? And obviously there's things I can do from there too, but if I have the bottom hook when we land and the seatbelt like this, he can escape. Of course there are escapes, but it's a more troubling challenge. I can get this hook in right away, or I can cross my feet under and control before looking for, if I'm looking for points, that's where I'm going. If I'm not looking for points, I don't really care. I can use the half back, adjust them up, start looking for my chokes. So, now, that's kind of a gold standard move right there. In time, you're gonna face opponents who are very wary of that, and they're always gonna hop back up very quickly. So, I have another reaction here. I post, I drop, and in this moment, if it's been multiple times, let's say he just pops up really quick, I'm always coming back. But this time when I bring him down, I bring my butt higher than my shoulders. I'm trying to put my weight through here, and I have a cow back, not a cat back, okay? So I'm in here like this. It's quite challenging for him to get back up to the turtle. It's not that he can't do it, it's that he probably shouldn't do it because it's too much energy in the middle of a grappling match. From there, I'm gonna put my knee above his arm, and I'm just gonna sit down, that's it. And now I'm starting to I have a very loose grip, but I'm keeping this grip. You could upgrade to this if you feel that it's there, but don't have to. I am in a nice seated head and arm position. And the primary action that's gotta happen next is I retract my right foot because he will wanna protect that. I get my toes on the inside. If I can, I'd love to put them here on the bottom of his thigh, like that, okay? Anyways, I need to get it in here, all right? This seated head and arm has a lot, like this is the primary position. Again, this is better, but it's not that important in my mind. I'm here like this. Now, there are 4 possibilities from here that are all that are really, really strong. One of the things that we look at to understand right away is because I start trying to come down here, people will push my foot between the legs because it feels good, it feels right. From here, I'm gonna rotate and take his back. When you rotate and take his back, move your chest back down to his upper body. From there, I'm gonna start looking to get into my chokes and look to get to my finishes. Back at that seated head and arm position. One of the things we worked on today is, what we worked on last night was, I can create a pulling action, okay? You can go into one butt cheek and allow that to bring my leg through, okay? Once I'm here, I can put this arm over the top of his head, bring my leg over his head, start looking for a nice armbar finish, okay? When I have this leg on the other side, very frequently he's gonna grab his arms. Yeah, it's something we really haven't worked on, but just is worth knowing, is I can make an action to start to bring my feet to the inside, okay? Once I can get this foot below the arm like this, now I have something very fun where I start looking to retract this arm here. I have it, like it tries to get it back, it's pretty damn difficult. A couple different grips. I start to look for my reverse triangle. Now, continuing on all this overwhelm. A lot of that necessitated me bringing the leg around the corner. I really want to get that leg around the corner so he gets kind of heavy here in the shoulder, and I can't seem to make that happen. I'm going to take this arm, bring it under, take a deep grip on his neck. It's quite uncomfortable, okay? I'm going to use that, post my hand, post this foot. I am lifting. I'm coming up like a technical stand-up, and like a technical stand-up, I'm going to move away to bring him down, okay? From there, of course, we could play games of looking for our arm triangle. You could come through, maybe you like to play from like a gift wrap or something, but I have the mount and I'm in a good position. We worked on a lot of other little nitty-gritty details on the turtle, but that's a kind of broad overview of a lot of what we worked on this week.